All right, and we're live with Miss Delaney Burgess, the Gail Nyman Group. How are you today?
Good. How are you?
Doing well. Thanks for agreeing to come to the podcast.
You're welcome.
Yeah. So it's first podcast for you.
First ever podcast. Yep.
Cool.
Yes.
As much as you're on social media and everything, I'm kind of surprised this is your first podcast.
I know. First podcast and being nervous. But as much as I am on camera for my social media, I don't. Yeah.
I know you're on it quite a bit.
Yes.
So
all day long, every single day,
yeah,
24/7.
No, I mean, this isn't live, so if it gets completely fucked up, we just, just don't put it up.
Well,
don't put it on the air.
I know. Well, it's so funny because sometimes, like, if I have Carly recording me, my assistant, and she's recording me, I'm so nervous. But, like, when I'm by myself recording myself, I'm like, oh, this is totally fine.
Right.
So it's different, but I'll be fine.
Yeah. Cool. So tell us a little bit about yourself, what you do.
So I am a realtor, and I've been a realtor. June will be 5 years. I'm on a group with Gail Nyman, and we are the number 8 Maryland real estate team for RE/MAX in the state of Maryland. I was raised in Calvert County and still live in Calvert County and don't plan on leaving Calvert County anytime soon.
Right. Me too.
You too, yeah.
Yep.
Right? Once you start a business here, it's like, well, you can't really leave now.
Right.
I don't have any kids, but I do have Franklin, my dog, who is the best thing. He was a little COVID puppy. When we first went into lockdown, I was like, well, I need a dog. So I got Franklin, and just bought my second investment property. So I'm excited about that. And I just live, breathe, sleep, eat real estate.
That's what you do.
That's what I do 24/7 a day.
Social media for real estate.
Real estate and social media, yes.
Cool. So that's really what intrigued me to invite you to do this is your presence on social media. I think that's definitely what makes you stand apart from other realtors in the area. And is that something that you've been doing since you got into real estate, or is that something that you just kind of picked up on in the last year? Or?
So when I first got into real estate, I was an assistant, and she was really encouraging me to get my license. She's like, you really need to get it, blah, blah, blah. So at this point, I was like freshly out of high school, and I didn't really know how to reach out to everybody who I went to school with. I didn't know if there was like a phone book for that or something. Yeah. So Instagram had just kind of gotten started, and I was like, all right, well, I'll start an Instagram page. So I did that, and I just literally have never stopped posting since. Right. And however many years ago that was, at least 7 years ago, I've just been consistent ever since.
Yeah. And I think that's the key with it is just consistency, right? Like,
oh, yeah.
Even with the podcast thing, I think this is only like episode 11 or 12, but it's just being consistent, right? Like posting one every month and just sticking with it.
Yeah.
So what platforms do you find yourself on the most, or what's most beneficial for your professional career? Or?
So I always tell people, and this hopefully doesn't offend anyone, but Facebook is for the older generation. Instagram is for my generation. And then I've dabbled in TikTok, and that's for the younger generation, like my sister's age, who probably aren't ready to buy a house yet. But I mainly focus on Instagram. I post on Facebook, Instagram, and LinkedIn pretty much, well, Instagram every day, but the others pretty much every day. And Instagram, you will see me all day long posting on my stories from the second I wake up at 4 a.m. till the second I go to bed every single day. I just post my whole entire day, different things.
And let me ask, I mean, is it because you personally enjoy doing it, or is it because you know that it benefits you in your career?
I think when I first started, it was because it was benefiting my career, but now it's like I do like sharing my day. Right. And a lot of people are like, oh, that was so helpful. Thank you for posting that. Or, oh my gosh, where'd you get that? Like I literally post everything. They're like, oh my gosh, where'd you get that food? That looks so good. Right. And then I'm supporting local business and stuff like that. So I think now it's just for my enjoyment, and it's benefiting because people are reaching out to me to buy and sell real estate through Instagram and social media. But yeah.
Okay, so like I'm kind of on the other end of it. Like, I don't really personally enjoy it a whole lot.
Right.
I do it because I know I need to do it.
Right.
To, like, kind of promote what I do. So it's a little bit harder for me, you know. Like, I don't want to get up and the first thing I do is take pictures and put it on the internet. Like, it's just not me, you know.
Right.
So I got to actually make an effort to do it.
Right.
And I think that might be, like, a woman thing, too. Like, because my wife, we're building a new house, and she'll, like, put up, like, stories of the house.
Oh,
and, like,
yeah.
talk to people about the floor plan and the colors and the design.
I need to follow this page. I didn't know about this.
Yeah.
I need to follow that. Do you know what it is?
Yeah, Rustic Creek. It's a
Is it an Instagram?
Instagram page, yeah.
Okay.
So it's we bought a 75-acre farm down on Maple Road.
Nice.
And we're almost done building the house on it. We'll be wrapped up in the next week or so.
I see it.
Yeah. So.
Oh my God, that's beautiful.
And she enjoys it, right? Like she goes around and takes pictures of the house and videos, and she like tags like the
manufacturers.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
And then she talks to people about it, and so she's all about it, you know.
Yeah,
she enjoys doing it. Like,
right. I have a couple friends who are building houses, and they have pages for their houses too.
Right.
So yeah.
Yeah. So I think our intention with that is to get through the house build, and then like we just bought a pony for the kids, and so you know I got a stable being built. I have a pole barn going up, so it's like we're gonna have a farm page, you know.
Right.
So it'll be it's gonna kind of be like a little family endeavor.
And then let her run it.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. For sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's the thing. Like you were saying, she enjoys posting on it. It's just about being authentic and what's true to you. So if you know you're not going to post on social media, then don't do it. Like, do your once a month podcast thing if this is what you like to do, and the right people will attract to you. And then same with me. I'm authentic on social media because this is what I do all day long. I like to post about it, and then those types of people attract to me.
Right. No, 100%. I think I do realize the benefits of it, though, being a small business and having to put yourself out there. And that's why I do this shit, you know, like that's the only reason I do it.
Right.
So, you know, and I think that's what has kind of set you apart on the marketing side of the real estate world in Southern Maryland.
Well, it's also good because it's free.
Yeah. It's not free I pay for it.
Oh,
so I pay for ads, like YouTube ads, Google ads, Facebook ads.
Yeah.
And then, you know, I have a guy that kind of manages the SEO platforms and stuff. So, and I try to like my best to kind of determine like my return on that investment, see if I'm actually getting any work from it. But it's, you know, I can't track it.
It's hard.
Right.
It's hard.
Like you don't know if somebody finds you on Instagram and then decides to use you.
I do.
You do?
Yeah. Yeah. Most of the time they reach out to me through Instagram. They'll send me a message. Hey, Delaney, I'm interested in buying or selling. Okay, great. What's your phone number? And so that's normally how it gets started.
Well, that's cool.
Yeah. But with your business, it's a little different.
Right. Yeah.
You're
because I have a lot of phone calls, a lot of website like inquiries.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like if somebody goes to my website and fills out an estimate form, I don't know if they saw it on YouTube or Facebook or whatever, or word of mouth, unless you really physically ask them where you saw them.
And sometimes they still don't even know.
Yeah. Right. So, you know, you pay for the ads and then you don't know if it's working or not.
Right. Right.
So do you do like the website thing? Do you have a personal website?
Gail does. So I do send people to our website because I have my own page on our website, but I don't use it a whole lot, just more to like get people to look at our listings. Okay. But we do have one. Gotcha.
And then the social media stuff it's just your personal pages. And you just promote yourself as a real estate agent and go about it that way. Do you pay for any advertisements, like to push it out there, like, hey, I'm Delaney? No. Okay. So this is telling a secret, but every now and then, if I just want to make like a seller happy that I've like paid for a Facebook advertisement or something like that, I'll pay for one, but I truly don't believe that it helps anything. But if I want to make a seller happy, I'll pay for it. Yeah, you're like, I'll push this out there for $500.
Right. And in hopes that it brings someone, but it really doesn't. The benefit of hashtags is so it goes to those people, and I believe, and I'm not a tech person, I don't know anything how it really truly works, But I think if you use hashtags, it'll find those people just like paying for the advertisement because, the cookies? The cookies find them somehow.
You know more about how it works than I do. I got no idea.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm just throwing things out there.
Just hashtags.
If anyone's watching who actually knows what they're talking about, just pay no mind.
Right.
Well,
people do. Like, I pay a guy that does know what he's doing.
Right.
You know, like, he's like, yeah, man, I'll do this. And then he actually messes with the demographics on who gets the videos and the hashtags and all that. So I'm like, whatever, dude. That's your job now.
Yep. That's definitely, I mean, the Facebook advertisements that I have done that I've paid for, it's definitely very in depth, and there's a lot of things that you can pick to kind of narrow down who it goes to. Or Facebook, Instagram, I don't think you can do that. So it might be working.
It might, yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I don't know. I do know it's important to just put it out there, though. Mm-hmm. And like you said, I think Facebook is more so for the older generation. Mm-hmm. So I graduated from college in 2011. So I'm 33 now. And when I was in college, Facebook was still just college kids. Mm-hmm. And then you would do shit, and then it was like not too long after that where like your mom and dad were on it. And I'm like, man, kind of takes away the fun of it, you know? So I think it's still, Facebook is definitely all age groups now.
Mm. Yes.
Instagram is too.
Yeah, and TikTok is too, but I feel like,
I feel like TikTok and Instagram, all age groups look at it. Mm-hmm. They don't all post on it.
Right. That is true. Because my parents, they definitely watch TikTok, and I definitely watch TikTok because you can learn so many things from it. But I think for me, it's worked. I'm a millennial. Millennials are on Instagram. So I've just kind of attracted all the millennials, which is what I wanted to attract.
Yeah. Well, it was work. I mean, the millennials are the ones buying houses now.
They are the top age group for house buying in the last 2 years.
Right.
They're buying all the houses.
So let's talk about the market.
Okay.
Give us some insider info on what's going on.
So I don't know if I have insider info. It's so weird. It changes once a week. We meet as a team once a week, and we go over what we believe is happening in the market. And every single week it is different. Where 2 years ago, pre-COVID, it was kind of like textbook. January through March, it would be slow. You're in your winter months. Then spring market starts in April. And it was just very much the same. I think we did have a true spring market this year. Starting in April, things got a lot busier, but it was very dead in the beginning of the year. So I had some hope for what the market was going to do this year. With the interest rates going up a little bit, that's always scary. But I did hear today, actually, that they're going to start bringing them down, hopefully, before the end of the year. So things will kind of calm down and I don't know the right person, but the feds, I guess, are trying to compensate for the prices. And instead of slowly bringing the interest rates up, they jacked them up real quick, and then they're going to bring them back down. So I don't believe that the market's going to crash. I think it's going to be perfectly fine. I think it'll probably level back out. Being in Calvert, we have such a desirable area, being around so many bases and in such good school districts, that I don't really think that we're going to have an issue like we did I was too young in 2008 when all that happened to even know what happened.
And everybody I've talked to, I think there's been a lot more regulatory stuff come about to prevent that from happening again.
Yeah.
But it's still, it just seems like everything's so crazy right now.
Oh, yeah. We're competing against at least 5 people with every offer we write. So if you really want a house, you got to go and do 110% of everything that I tell you to do. Because if you're not going to get the house because you're competing against at least 5 people, where last year, or even earlier this year, you weren't.
Now, do you think the higher interest rates over the last 4 to 8 weeks, is that going to bring everything back to normal prices, or?
I don't think it's going to bring anything back to normal prices. It scared a lot of people. A lot of buyers are pausing right now and just waiting to see if it goes back down. But I don't think it's going to bring prices down.
Yeah.
Hopefully, because I was talking to some buyers today, and they were just like, there's nothing affordable for first-time home buyers anymore because the prices have gone up so much. The interest rates are now gone up, and there's no such thing as a $200,000 house.
Right.
A first-time house.
No, it'd be a foreclosure.
Right. If you can find them.
Right.
You can't even find foreclosures right now.
I know. So we're moving in like 2 weeks, and then we'll be selling our house.
Oh, yeah. Where is that? Well, you might not want to say that on the podcast. You don't have to
No,
say that.
I mean, I'm not gonna give you my house number, but it's in St. Leonard off Maple Road. So we're just moving right up the street.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
That's convenient.
Yeah. Very cool. So we bought the farm 3 years ago, 2019, and started building, in November of October 21. Mm-hmm. It's all wrapping up now. So
that's so exciting. That's nice that you were able to line it up that way. A lot of other people's problems that they have to be contingent on selling a house in order to buy another house.
Yeah, I'm very fortunate.
Yeah, that's really...
Because I have, like, a lot of, 2 young kids.
Yeah.
Dogs, chickens.
A whole
I got
business.
a lot of shit.
A whole business with a lot of trucks. That's a lot of responsibility.
So, if I had to move and then sell my house and then move and then build a house, I mean, it would just be a nightmare.
Oh, yeah. And it is. It's really, really hard. I've been talking to a couple buyers lately about doing bridge loans. And if they qualify for a bridge loan, then you don't have to sell your house. You can buy the next house and then sell your old house. So I've been trying to convince a couple buyers to do it that way.
That's a whole different loan. Mm-hmm. So you're kind of, the bank's helping you stay in your house while you're moving. Mm-hmm. That's cool.
Yeah. I haven't had a buyer do it yet, but it's a route we're trying to go so they can be competitive in the market. Right. But that's also nice that you didn't have to compete against anything. You'll reap the benefits of being a seller.
Well, I just need the market to stay the way it is for the next 3 weeks.
Yeah. It probably will.
Yeah.
I mean, what month will we be in 3 weeks? Middle of May?
Yeah.
Yep. Should be fine.
I would say the first or second week of May we'll be listing the house. Because I want to move, empty the house I'm in now before people start coming to look at it and all that. Just get it emptied, maybe put some fresh paint on the wall or something.
Well, with animals and kids, it's really hard to show a house, so that's a good plan.
100%.
That's a really good
plus
plan.
my wife's home with the kids. She doesn't want people coming and going too,
Yeah. It's always weird having people come in your house when you're living there.
Right.
Some people are okay with it, some people aren't.
Yeah. I mean, do what you got to do. Mm-hmm. And then I know people that are in the process of building a house, and they're months out, and then they don't know where these interest rates are going to be by the time they go to get a permanent loan.
I know.
So the house they're building, they might not be able to afford.
Yeah, I know. I just had a couple of clients buy land, and what I've been telling people now is buy land and just hang on a second to see what happens, because you don't want to start building this big house and then not be able to afford your mortgage payment, or build this big house or start building the big house and then the price of lumber goes up again. You guys probably went through all those ups and downs of the price increases.
Yeah, so we bought the farm in middle of 2019. Then I started doing all the engineering and permits for the house, and then COVID hit, and then all the crazy shit with the lumber and everything happened. So we decided just to hold tight, because we're cool where we're at. It's a smaller home, but, we're good. So we we pumped the brakes for a year. Mm-hmm. And then I guess it was the middle of 21, we were like, fuck it, it might not ever go back to normal.
Right. So might as well just start.
Because what happened, lumber started coming down, but then appliances went up, shingles went up, concrete went up, PVC pipe went up. So I'm like, well, fuck, lumber went down, but everything else went up.
Right.
It's just a new cost of building a house.
Right.
So we just, pulled the trigger and.
Yeah.
Yeah. So.
Are you subcontracting it? Or
We have a builder doing it.
You do?
Yeah. I did all the excavating, all the site work myself.
Hey.
And it's a big, 800-foot driveway. I think we cleared 5 acres.
Oh, my God.
So, I mean, it's a lot.
You guys cleared 5 acres? Mm-hmm. Nice.
Yeah, so
that's
it was a lot of site work. So,
yeah.
We saved a lot of money being able to do that in-house.
And that's mainly what you guys do, is site work?
Yeah, tree work and excavating, hauling, stuff like that. So, yeah. So, I mean, we were very fortunate to be able to save I mean, it was a pain in my ass.
Right. But you're like, I'm saving money, I'm saving money, I'm saving money.
Right, yeah, just think you're saving money.
Right.
But in reality, it's just a job you're not making money on.
Right,
so,
right.
But yeah, it all worked out, so we're hoping to be moving in a couple weeks and get the whole process behind us.
That's so exciting. That's nice you're on land, too. Do you have land now?
Yeah. So, so the whole property so where we're at right now is just a community on 1 acre.
Okay.
But the new farm's like 75 acres.
And what are you going to do with all that space? You said you have a horse.
Yeah, horses and
chickens.
Do some cows, chickens, some hogs. Do like a little homestead type.
Yeah. Is it zoned agricultural?
Yep, it's all in ag press.
Nice. Yep. Low taxes.
Yeah, man. So before we started building the house, the taxes on that were like $30 a year.
Oh my God.
Yeah, for almost 80 acres.
That's insane.
I know.
Every time I come up to a property that's zoned agriculture, I'm like, you guys need to get this. You're going to have the lowest taxes ever.
Right.
I sold a property that had 15 acres zoned agricultural, and I think their taxes were like $300 a year. And all they have is chickens and I think a fig tree.
Yeah. So that's why a lot of people pay farmers now to keep farming their land so that it can stay in the ag press program.
Okay.
They're like, look, I don't have any desire to do that myself, but I need somebody to do it so I don't pay taxes on 50 acres.
Yeah. Very nice.
So tell us a little bit about your investment properties.
Oh, okay.
What do you got going on with that?
So my first one I bought was my first house. And I guess I should say investment properties eventually. One is an investment property, one I live in. But the first one was a townhouse, and it was my first house that I bought. And I knew I wanted a townhouse because I knew I wanted it to be a rental. So that's why I bought that one. And
so you bought your first home knowing it was going to be a future rental property.
Cool. Yep. It was actually one of my clients' houses, and I went for a listing appointment, and I was like, maybe I'll just buy this. And they didn't list it, and I bought it myself and renovated the whole thing, lived in there for a couple years. And the house that I live in now, I had no intentions of buying, but I loved it. And I was like, all right, well, this will be an investment property quicker than I thought it was going to be, or an investment.
So where's the townhouse at?
Chapline, like in Prince Frederick, behind the new apartments.
Okay. So that's like back there, like Armory Road area.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay, cool.
Yeah. And I just started renting that this year. So far, so good. Everyone just told me the awful, awful things of being a landlord. But I was like, you know what? I want to be able to retire early. This will be a portion of it because I bought that before crazy COVID market. So I bought it at a really good price.
Right.
But the house I'm in now, I definitely paid overpaid
top
for
dollar
it.
for it.
Yeah.
Like everybody is.
Right? Yeah. But eventually that one will probably be like an Airbnb because it's near the water. So I'm thinking Airbnb for that one. But I'll stay in there for hopefully a little longer.
What part of the county is that in?
Dares Beach.
Oh, cool. At the end on the bay?
Mm-hmm.
Very cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm down there quite a bit.
Oh, yeah. Well, I couldn't remember if you did trees or not because I need a tree taken down.
Oh, yeah.
So
for sure.
You need to come down to Dares Beach again. I think it's dead, but I'm not really sure. But it also just like it just gets stuff in my yard, and I just want to see what it would cost.
Yeah, no problem.
They cleared the entire property besides 3 trees, and there are 3 gigantic trees, and I'm like,
so when you get to the end of Dares Beach, are you on the left or the right?
left.
Okay. On the water?
Across.
Got you.
I can see it.
Yeah, but you're like the street back.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's cool.
Yeah. So the next property.
You don't want to live on the water there. The reason people call me down there is because they live on the water and it's a fucking cliff straight down to the water.
Really?
It's like 30-foot cliffs down to the bay.
Well, we get some crazy winds too.
Yeah.
Like I've multiple times thought the house was going to blow down.
Right.
Because it's so windy. But yeah, it is pretty cliffy.
Yeah.
The lady right across from me, it does go straight down. Because I actually looked at her house one time. to list.
So it's like the erosion control stuff. Like people are like, hey, I live on the bay and there's like I got some erosion in my front yard, and I go look at it. I'm like, no, that's not erosion. That's like a cliff. Like
really?
Your house is about to fall into the bay.
So what do you guys do?
No, I can't. You just got to get engineering and stuff involved. But yeah, but people are people that live on the bay, man. Because we do a lot of like pier access steps and piers and stuff. So
I knew that because didn't you do Calvert Cliffs stuff? Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yep. So I remembered you did that.
I do all the marine work for the county. I do a lot down Western Shores.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. So, yeah, that's been a good industry for me, the whole marine thing, because there's not a whole lot of marine contractors around.
Really?
Yeah.
That's nice that you do it for the whole county. That's great.
Yeah.
So if someone's backyard, front yard, whatever is eroding, what do you do?
So, I mean, we'll come in and we call that like stormwater management, right? So we'll come in and kind of assess it, put in drains and pipes, and regrade the yard, stuff like that. So
even if it's like a big old cliff?
So if it's on the water like that, you got to get like state permits and engineers involved. And so that's a little more involved.
Probably expensive too.
Oh, yeah. But, people that live there, that's their forever home.
Right.
So they're not looking to do it the cheap way.
Right.
So, yeah. So, you got one rental property. Mm-hmm. Is that your plan to kind of acquire more rental properties?
I would like to. I kick myself. I wish I was in the position I'm in now 2-3 years ago, because there were multiple townhouses that I would have bought in Chapline, because now they're in the 300s and doesn't make sense to buy those right now as an investment property. But yeah, I would like to buy a couple, and then hopefully by the time I'm ready to retire, be able to just sell those and have that money.
Right. So the reason I ask is, like, we don't, we're my wife and I are in a position where we don't really have to sell our current house.
Right.
But you can get so much for it right now.
Right.
Like I did the math. Like you say I could rent it out for $2,300 to $2,500 a month. Mm-hmm. But what I'm making on top of my mortgage there, and then what I could make out like
right now,
just selling it right now. Right. I'm like, well, shit, it would take me 30 years to make that much money renting it out. So it's like
I know.
I don't know. I don't know the right thing to do. So you have any advice for that?
Well, so I was considering selling my townhouse too for the same reason. I could make so much more money just selling it, but I don't want this to come out the wrong way. I don't need or want the money right now. I'd rather just save it for the future. So
I'm in the same boat, right? Yeah. Like I don't need that equity that I have in that house right now.
Yeah.
But do I want to put up with the headache of being a landlord?
I know.
For the next 20 years to make the same money that I could just have given to me now.
Right.
Like, what's the easier money?
Probably now.
Right. So
probably now. Less headache.
I know.
And that's where I'm testing out the rental stuff now, because everyone's just been telling me the horror stories. They're like, this is going to be awful. They're going to destroy your house. And I put so much money into it because I was renovating it the way I wanted it, not for a rental property, because I was living there, and I was planning on living there for like 5 years. I only lived there for 2. So I renovated it the way I wanted the house to look. So I do worry about them destroying it and not paying rent on time and stuff like that. But I'm going to try it and see what happens.
Now, do you manage it yourself, or do you have a company that does it?
I manage it myself, but we do have a property management company within our team.
Right.
So I, again, thought to myself, all right, if I can't handle it, I'll pass it to Gail and her management company and let them handle it. But as of right now, I'm handling it myself. It's someone that I know, so I'm hoping that it works out well because I know her, but those might be worse.
Right. Yeah. Yeah, I know. I personally, like, if I got into the rental game, I wouldn't want to be a landlord. Mm-hmm. I'd want somebody to. I would have to be making enough money on it to be able to pay somebody else to manage it for me.
Right. Right. And and that's the problem now, because if I bought another townhouse now, what I would make off of it would just wash itself. Like, it wouldn't make me any extra money. But the one that I have now, because I bought it a couple years ago, it's making me money.
Sure.
So I don't know.
Yeah, so
I'm torn.
We bought the home that we're in now, we bought in 2014.
Oh, gosh, yeah.
Yeah, and I mean, we don't owe a whole lot on it. So it's like, you don't, it's a hard decision to make.
Yeah.
But we'll probably end up selling it.
Yeah.
Take the money now, put it towards a new place.
Well, yeah, especially if you're going to be building, what did you call the things for the horses?
Stables.
Stable. If you're going to be building the stables and doing that kind of stuff, then it would make sense to get the money now. So then you can just use that money towards that.
Yep.
Reinvest it in the next property.
Yeah. That shit doesn't make you any money. That's all just an expense.
Right.
So
Can you write it off?
Yeah. No, it's something we got to figure out. I just didn't know if you had any professional advice for me. That's all.
Well, considering I'm just kind of figuring it out as I go, I don't.
Yeah.
But maybe next year, I might have some advice.
Okay. That's fair. Well, I think you're doing well at your age having rental property to begin with. So, I mean, that's a start.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? If it works out, great. If not, then sell it and move on.
Exactly. I'm like, all right, and if it doesn't work out, I'll just sell it. It's fine. Right. And then I'll make a little bit of money depending on where the market is at that time. I'll still make money on it. Yeah. It's not going to completely tank. At least I don't believe it. I don't believe it will completely tank.
Yeah, it's not good for business.
No. I think positive vibes only. Right. It's just going to keep going.
Yeah. It's just funny, man, because nobody has a crystal ball, right? Everybody's like, I don't know what's going to happen, know, but it's everybody. You talk to lenders, real estate agents, builders. I mean, everybody's like, I don't know.
Yeah. I mean, because no one expected what happened in 2020 and 2021 to just make the real estate market boom. No one expected that. So, I mean, I feel like you said, there's no crystal ball. We can't expect anything. We don't know anything. So I'm just going to choose to be positive and think that it's just going to keep going forward.
That's good. I think it'll eventually come back. It's got to come backwards a little bit.
A little bit.
And then it'll kind of even out.
Yeah, and that'll be great. And then it'll get rid of a lot of people who just got their license in the last year, and then we can focus on actually selling real estate.
Yeah. So let's talk. We talked a little bit about that before we turned the cameras on.
Mm-hmm.
How did you picture yourself being a real estate agent and that making a career out of it? And then how did you kind of continue with it and make it a successful career compared to people that keep their license for a year or two and they just kind of fizzle out of it? I mean, what kind of gives you the motivation to keep it going?
So, motivation to keep going.
Well, I mean, besides having to go to work every day, right? Everybody works, but I feel like the real estate game is a lot of people that get into it and they're like, fuck, it's not really what I thought it was.
Oh, yeah. Well, because especially social media, most of the time you only see the good stuff. And there's a lot of stress. Right before I got here, I got a low appraisal. This is my first low appraisal ever in 5 years. I've never gotten a low appraisal. Knock on wood.
So it was lower than
than the contract was. So no one's going to see that. No one's going to see that I am now working through a low appraisal and trying to get my seller more money and stuff like that. So we make it look really easy because of social media. It looks like all rainbows and sunshines, but it's not all the time. So
just all good, drinking Starbucks with a dog.
Right. Just get to hang out with Franklin all day and drink Starbucks. Yeah, it's not always like that. So when people get their real estate license, they don't realize that it's very stressful. And when I first got licensed, I was painfully shy. I told you that. I was so painfully shy. I would never be sitting here talking to you. And real estate got me out of that shell. The first time I went on an appointment, I was on an assistant. She sent me to this house, and she's like, go to this house, put these flyers in the house. That's it. That's all I had to do was go to the house, put the flyers in the house. Well, the seller was there, and the seller was angry for some reason. And I don't exactly remember what happened, but he was yelling at me, and I just broke down in tears, crying. And I'm like, you're so mean. Oh, my gosh. And then I went to my mom's work, and I'm crying, and she's like, oh, my gosh. And this is just because, freshly into the real estate field and being painfully shy where I normally would never talk to anybody. Right. So I was crying. And then I laugh now because Carly, my assistant, she's been in it almost a year and she's cried a couple times. And I'm like, Don't worry, it won't last long. Your heart and your soul will toughen.
Toughen up, dude.
Yeah, it'll be fine. Just keep pushing forward. So I think that's why a lot of people kind of only keep their license a year, because it looks so glamorous and fun. And it is a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun. But there's also a lot of stress that comes with it. My hair started falling out after 2 years because I was so stressed out, because you're helping people with the biggest investment most likely of their lives.
Right. Yeah.
So it's a lot of pressure, and you have to do it professionally and be organized and stay on top of things. And it's not just going and opening a door and showing someone a house. And HGTV has also given everyone the wrong impression of what it actually is. Yeah, everyone thinks and then go in and flip a house, and it's like, it doesn't work that way.
Right. No, I know. Like, I'm guilty of it though. Like Chip and Joanna make it look easy, dude. Like it ain't like that.
No. They have a crew. They have a team. They have money. It's not like that in real life. So
how did like, what do you think made you toughen up and like stick with it though? Like, was it a couple big, like, good months where you made some money and you were like, yeah, man, this is cool, I'm going to stick with it? Or was it like a challenge for you? Or what made you say, you know what, I'm going to keep doing this?
Okay, honestly, I didn't know what I was going to do with my life. I didn't go to college. I had plans to go to school to be a teacher, and I took my first class and I was like, nope, not about this. Yeah.
That's funny. My wife did that too.
Really?
She went to Towson to be a teacher and then didn't stick with that.
Yeah, I didn't last long. And then one of my friends was a dental hygienist, and I was like, all right, well, maybe I'll try dental hygienist or being a dental hygienist. And I went to the class, took the class. You had to pass a test to get into the school, and I failed the test. So I was super discouraged. I just didn't try again. And then I got this job being an assistant to that realtor at QBH's Model Homes. And
Who was that?
QBH?
No.
Barbara Higdon.
Okay, yeah, I know Barbara pretty good.
You do?
Yeah, she's a friend and a customer of mine.
Oh, yep. Oh, yeah, because of the water.
Yeah, I've done a lot for her down there.
Yeah.
Place, yeah. She's got a beautiful spot.
Oh, yeah. She's got a nice spot. Yeah. So after that, I was like, all right, well, I was just discouraged. Like, okay, well, real estate has to work out. Like, I've tried all these things. It's not working out. It has to work out. And I was an assistant for 2 years before I actually decided to get my license. And my first settlement, I think after getting licensed, was 3 months after that. And it was actually my very first settlement was someone who reached out to me through Instagram. And I don't know what kind of kept me going. I love the feeling of.
So you posted that you were a licensed realtor now, and
yep.
Somebody's like, "Hey,
I'm thinking about buying a house."
Trying to buy a house.
Yeah. And she was.
That's cool.
Yeah, she was my very first closing, and then after that, actually the other two after that were also from Instagram, because a kid, one of the parents' kid, reached out to me through Instagram and said my parents need to sell their house,
right? And
then they ended up also buying a house. So
really, since you got into it, the social media platform has been how you get your leads. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's pretty cool.
And then
really, I guess that is like the new. That's just. I don't know how else people would advertise. Like
you can. We also do a little bit. Like our team does a little bit of the paper marketing still.
Right.
But 95% of what I do is social media. And with COVID, like you had to kind of get into video. I was still pretty shy up until COVID. And then when COVID happened, I was like, all right, I got to do the videos.
Yeah.
So that's when I started doing the videos. But
cool.
Yeah.
So you just didn't have anything else going on
with my life?
With your life. No. Like you were like real estate or nothing at this point.
Right. Well, I think also at that time I had just gotten out of a relationship. And yeah, I just got out of a relationship, and I was planning on moving to California, the state. And I was like, all right, I'm moving to California. So I was an assistant, and I was like, well, I don't really care if real estate doesn't work out or not. And then we broke up, and I was like, all right, well, I guess I'm going to stay here and do real estate. And then it just ended up working out, and things just kept rolling, and I was loving it, and I was connecting with all these people who I may have not seen since high school, or my parents' friends, or I don't know. It just all like snowballed after that.
Yeah. I mean, it's a similar story for me. I mean, I graduated from college in 2011. I didn't have anything really lined up. Came home, worked construction, did some farming for a little bit, grew tobacco and stuff. But then I didn't really have anything really going on. So I was like, man, shit, I'm going to do my own thing.
Right.
And then that's what I did. Bought a truck, bought a trailer, hired a dude. We just went around and started doing that, and it just kind of, went from there. So, yeah, I don't think the whole college planning, what you're going to do for the rest of your life, that shit really never works out.
I encourage my siblings because they're still young enough to go to college, so I encourage them to go because I do wish I went. I do wish that I had a degree or something to back myself up on.
Don't get me wrong, I don't regret college.
Right.
I went to Salisbury. I had a great time.
I had a great time.
Yeah.
I learned so much.
I did. I got a degree, and I can't say that it has made me money.
Right.
But the whole networking aspect of college has definitely helped me in my career.
Oh, yeah.
You know, I talk to people I went to school with.
Yeah.
I go back to Salisbury. My professors invite me to talk in front of students and shit. So,
awesome.
That's happened.
That's great.
It's a cool thing to have.
Yeah. Well, Carly, my assistant, she is licensed, and a lot of her sorority girls reach out to her about buying and selling houses. So it's worked out for her college connection, which is nice. So it's definitely something that I kind of regret not doing, but it worked out.
Yeah. And I think that the whole college thing, people don't emphasize that enough. It's really not there to get you're getting an education, but it's who you're meeting and who you're networking with, you know? And that's why, it's why I do a lot of the shit that I do is just networking with different people. It's all about who you know,
Especially down here.
Yeah.
Especially down here. If you know someone, you can get it done.
Yeah. Well, I think, we're similar in that sense too, where being from Calvert and starting a business in Calvert has helped me a lot. Knowing people, knowing the suppliers in the county, knowing who to call for certain shit, knowing the county inspectors. You just know everybody. Yeah. So it's like,
that's the same with lenders and title companies. And I mean, even when we're dealing with the county for permits or something like that, trying to help a client with building, Carly's dad is the chief of permit something. I don't know what he is. He's the chief of something at Calvert. So
that's why you hired her as an assistant.
Yeah. I was like, wait, she can be really beneficial. Right. Let me grab her.
Right. That's cool.
But yeah, even with lenders, it comes down to that in a multiple offer situation. Do you have a lender who's in Southern Maryland, or do you have a lender who's in Michigan at Bank of America? Right. We're obviously going to want to work with the local person. We know them. We can reach out to them really quickly. They have a good reputation. Yeah. They're in our area. So, yeah, that definitely benefits both of us.
Yeah, no doubt. I mean, I like to keep it local for everything I do, even banking. I go to the bank 2 or 3 times a week for deposits or to move money or whatever. And I'm like, I want to be able to walk in and they know who I am.
Right.
And I can, talk to the manager of the branch.
Right.
I don't want to talk to some dude on the phone in California.
Or an operator.
Yeah. I don't want to do that. Yeah. I want to be able to come in and sit down and talk to you.
Right.
The same with the county building, too, for permits and inspections and stuff. Which I like that, The good old boy system works for me.
Right.
Because I'm a good old boy. At least here, So, yeah, I'm not complaining about it.
Do you guys go outside of Calvert?
Yeah.
You do?
Yeah, so we do St. Mary's, Charles, Southern Anne Arundel. And then,
that's me.
Being in Owens, I do Southern PG, too.
Okay. Yeah.
I try not to get up into, the Bowie area.
Yeah.
It's a lot of money up there, but ain't worth it for me.
No, well, and isn't
whole different demographic, different group of people, and
isn't
that good old boy system out the window up there.
No, yeah, and isn't their permit process just really hard?
Yeah, PG County sucks.
Yeah, because technically our office is based out of Prince George's County. We're based out of Upper Marlboro, so we always hear what's going on up there. I don't really sell in PG County, but. Yeah. We always hear what happens over there, and they're always complaining. And I'm like, I thought Calvert was bad. But like you said.
No, PG sucks.
Yeah.
But it's being here in Owens, I could literally get to Upper Marlboro faster than I can get to Solomon's. But I prefer to work in Solomon's before I go to Upper Marlboro. You know
Right,
what I'm saying? So
right.
it's like, I don't know. I need to start venturing up that way more, but don't really have a desire to.
Well, if you don't need to, you don't need to. I'm the same with you. I'm like St. Mary's, Charles, Calvert, Southern Anne Arundel. I will go to Upper Marlboro, same thing, but I kind of like to just stay with what I know.
Yeah. And logistically, man, like, it makes my day-to-day so much easier. Like, not having to go. Like, I hate it when I got to go up to Annapolis or something, you know? Like, it's like, man, that's going to take half my day.
Oh, yeah.
You know? Yeah. So
Oh, yeah.
I just try to avoid it,
yeah.
to be honest. But
Yeah.
Yeah, so, I mean, I guess something else we can talk about is how do you interact with your customers, and how do you, like, with contractors too? Like, is there anything that maybe we could do to help you and, like, kind of promote, like a working relationship a little bit? I mean, do you do that with any other contractors right now?
So we always have, like, I always make sure my clients know I have a contact for everything. So if we get through a home inspection process and things come up on the home inspection and they're like, oh my gosh, I need a plumber and an HVAC guy and someone to do my roof. Okay, great. I have all that in my phone. Don't worry. I have contacts for that. So you doing trees. I don't really do a lot of waterfront properties. Gail mainly does, but that's something good for me to tell her, is that you can handle that if we have any issues. But yeah, so I always have people readily available and local people who I know will answer their phone and go out to the property quickly.
Okay. Yeah, cool. Well, definitely put us on that list.
Oh, yeah. Yep. Well, I need you to come to my house.
Yeah, we'll start with that.
Yeah, I need you to come to my house. It came up on my home inspection, and I talked to Josh Byer, and he was like, oh, yep, call Gene. He's like, he can take the tree down.
Yeah, so Josh he's a salesman for me now.
That's what he said.
Yeah.
He what was he doing? I don't know. He was doing maybe something with landscaping for me. And then I called him one day, or maybe we were talking about guns. I don't know.
So you're into guns? That's your thing?
Yeah.
That's cool.
Oh yeah, I had to get one. With all the crazy people around, I was like, I got to get a gun.
You carry a gun?
I have the permit. I don't.
Permit?
I do.
Shit.
I do carry it. I mean, not permit. My concealed carry.
You better at least act like you're carrying a gun.
Yeah, I do carry it.
Yeah, right. Yeah. No, like,
no,
seriously.
I have a couple, but I just need to go out and practice some more.
Yeah. Because I told him, I carry every day.
Mm-hmm.
I have a permit and I carry. But I would carry even if I didn't have the permit. So, like, my wife, she's like, there's a couple times she's had the kids at the grocery store and some weird shit's happened.
Oh, yeah.
She's worried about something. And I'm like, well,
this is why you have a
carry
gun.
a gun. Like, she, I bought her a little, like, revolver, and she knows how to use it. I'm like, well, take your gun with you.
Yeah.
I'm like, fuck the permit.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, that ain't.
Well, being on social media, I get these weirdos following me, and I got, like, in 2020, I got some really weird phone calls where people were, like, figuring out where I was and were reaching out, wanted to see property. And so I was like, all right, I got to get my gun.
That's tough.
Yeah. So
like being,
I'm working on carrying it.
That's the dark side of social media.
Yes.
Let's talk about that.
Yeah, let's talk about that.
Let's talk about the weird shit.
Yeah. Yeah, there's a lot of weird things. I mean, once because I have, I don't know, almost 13,000 followers on Instagram.
Wow.
So once I started kind of getting to like 2,000, 3,000, I started getting really weird phone calls, like from guys who were wanting.
Is your phone number on there?
My phone number is everywhere.
That's true. Yeah.
It's in the gym. It's on Facebook. It's on
And that's your cell phone number.
Yeah, it's my cell phone. So anyone can have my cell phone number. So I have to answer every call because I'm a salesperson. I need to answer every call because that could be someone who's wanting to buy or sell on the other side of the phone.
Right.
So it was getting really weird. I was getting some FaceTime calls from not so good people, and I was like, all right, it's time. It's time to start carrying. And now I was in a townhouse, obviously. I felt a little safer in the townhouse, and then now I'm in this detached home where I'm still close to people, but I definitely bring it more often with me now than I ever have.
Right.
But
yeah.
I love guns. I love going to shooting. I'm going shooting this weekend.
Cool.
And I can't wait for that to be open.
So Josh has talked to me a little bit about that project.
Yeah.
But it's always just been talk.
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah, dude, I'll help
Josh
out.
is the only one who's told me about it.
Yeah, I know. He's just talking about it. I'm like, bro, I haven't seen anything. Like, I don't. Like, you're the only person bringing this shit up. And I'm right here, right next door. I'm like, I would think if a gun range was going up, I'd be able to know about it.
I know.
So.
Well, the guy who got me my permit, he has told me a little bit about it also, and I think he's involved.
Is that Piazza?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I hope it happens.
I hope it does too.
I mean, I'm not really a gun nut, but I've got a lot of fucking guns.
Yeah.
You know, like I've spent some money on guns, and then the last couple of years I've spent a lot of money on ammo.
Oh yeah. Well, yeah.
So,
no, I can't wait. I think it's real. I think I saw a floor plan creeping around Facebook at one point. So I think it will happen. I hope so.
Cool. Yeah, me too. I think it'd be great. And I think it's a good hobby for you to have too. I mean, I try to get Carly, my wife, into it a little bit more.
Oh, yeah.
And she
I keep saying
it.
Carly, and you're probably like, what are you talking about?
No, it's all good. But, you know, I think she enjoys shooting, but she doesn't feel comfortable enough doing it where she would, like, carry a gun and then be comfortable using it if she had to.
I'm comfortable.
You know what I'm saying?
I'm comfortable using it. I'm just worried about carrying it all day long every single day, but I know I need to carry it all day long every single day so I can protect myself.
Yeah. Yep. And it's got to be loaded.
Yeah.
It don't do no good being unloaded.
No.
Right?
No. No.
So.
No, it's loaded. I wake up at 4 a.m. so I can go to the gym, and when I walk Franklin in the morning, I carry it with me because it's so dark outside.
Yeah.
And I'm like, anyone better watch out.
Yeah. No, it's a good idea. I mean, and you're right. You are probably in a situation a lot where it's like you with somebody one-on-one with nobody else around. You've never met them before. Mm-hmm. It's a weird.
Yeah, anyone can call and say, hey, Delaney, I want to go see this house. Okay, great. When do you want to go look at it? And I've never met him before.
Right.
All the time, once a day.
I got it because I do a lot of cash business.
Yeah.
Like I'll have a couple grand on me
at
any given time, right, if I collect from a customer.
Mm-hmm.
So, I'm a 260-pound dude, you know, like young, like I could hold my own if I had to. Like, but.
You never know.
You never know, man. Like, so.
You never know. They could have a gun.
Yep. So, no, I think that's good. Mm-hmm. And I hope that the thing next door goes through.
I know. I really hope so.
I mean, it'd be fun.
Josh has told me 100 times about it, but Piazza's also told me about it. So,
okay. And
then I swear I saw something on Facebook about a floor plan. Maybe, who's the guy that owns the barn over there?
Jason Skaggs.
Yeah, I think he posted about it somewhere.
He might own the property. Does he own the property he's going on?
Possibly.
Yeah. That would make sense. He would do that.
Yeah, okay.
It's right up his alley.
Okay, good. Good. Yeah. Then it's probably true.
Yeah.
Let's cross our fingers because I don't know where I'm going this weekend, but I know someone's taking me shooting, so we'll see.
Very cool.
Yeah. I don't like to shoot animals, though. No animals for me.
We'll disagree on that.
No, none for me. You do it. I don't want to do it.
Right.
I'll just shoot at a target.
There you go. Self-defense.
Yeah.
Well, cool. I mean, is there anything else you want to touch on? I mean, we're right about an hour or so. I mean, we can wrap it up, or if there's anything else you want to talk about, we can hit on it.
No, I don't think so. I think we talked about everything.
Yeah. Well, I really appreciate you coming out and doing this. I think it'll benefit both of us, just kind of putting ourselves out there with each other's networks.
That's right.
That's the whole point of it, so hopefully it works out.
Yes, thank you for having me.
All right, man, no problem. Thanks again.
All right.